Normally, I like my bourbon neat. That's right, by itself, in its own Glencairn glass, maybe a little cigar action, but today, we're not drinking whiskey neat. That's right, we're doing it in a cocktail. Today we're gonna be making 5 delicious whiskey cocktails. Bourbon, rye, peated scotch. What? In a cocktail? Yeah, and it's damn delicious. Let's get started. So cocktail number 1 is gonna be Man O' War. First, you're gonna start out with a lemon. So I like to get a little paring knife and a peeler. So you're gonna get a nice thick peel from it. There you go, that's sufficient. And then we're gonna take the lemon, we're gonna cut it in half. So we're actually gonna be juicing this. That's right, fresh lemon juice is the best juice. If you use store-bought citrus, well then we can't be friends. It's just not as good. Then after we get that, we're also gonna square off this garnish here and make it nice and pretty. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Just like that. So into a shaker, we're gonna start out with 2 ounces of bourbon. I'm just using plain old Woodford Reserve. Then we're gonna go 1 ounce of orange curaçao or triple sec, whatever's better for you guys, whatever you have on hand. I'm using curaçao, but really it doesn't matter. You can't mess this shit up. Then we're gonna follow that bad boy up with 1/2 ounce of sweet vermouth. That's right, oh yeah, get in there baby, get in my belly. And then you remember that lemon juice, right? She's coming back to the show. We got 1/2 ounce of freshly squeezed lemon juice in the hatch. Now we're gonna get some ice in a shaker, just like that, boom. Yeah. So as soon as that is done being well shaken, we're gonna grab a Hawthorne strainer, martini glass, and just strain that bad boy right in there. Look at it. Look at that, look at that color. Woo-wee. Now once you got that beautiful liquid in the glass, we're gonna grab that little piece of lemon peel we got here that we cut into our pretty little shape. We're gonna grab a bamboo stick, maybe a toothpick, whatever you got on hand. Stab it through there, nice. We're gonna grab a cocktail cherry. Look at that. Because I'm a whiskey YouTuber, right? I don't make cocktails, but look at that. Now let's do a taste test. That's pretty good. Now it's time for cocktail number 2. Now this one, it's a cherry whiskey. I really forgot what it was called, but here's how you make it. So you're gonna get a plate, some sugar, put a little bit of that sugar on there now. Then you're gonna get some thyme and some ginger. Grate some of that fresh ginger straight onto that sugar. Now not too much, maybe about 1 to 2 teaspoons. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of pull off some of these leaves. Not too much, just like a sprig or 2. Finely chop them. Put about half straight into this sugar ginger mix. Then we're gonna save the half for later. Now once that's done, we're just gonna mix it around. You can use a spoon, your fingers. Just make sure it's nice and evenly distributed. So once you get a nice bit there, we're just gonna get a rocks glass. Just gonna make sure that rim is nicely coated with that sugar. Just like that. Now that your rim job is all done, set the glass aside and you're pretty much done with the sugar. You're not gonna use this unless you're making some more. Now grab yourself 6 pitted cherries. I'm using frozen, you can also use fresh. Put that into your tall shaker, grab a muddler, and we're gonna go to town. Now if you want, you could use 5 cherries, you could also use 7, but it probably won't turn out as good as mine does. Now once those cherries are a nice paste, we're gonna set our muddler to the side. Then we're gonna throw 4 basil leaves right into the shaker, and also a teaspoon, I'm just doing a pinch of that fresh thyme leaves as well. Then we're gonna add 1/2 ounce of freshly squeezed lemon juice, 1.5 ounces of bourbon. Once again, I'm using Woodford Reserve. You can use whatever you want. It's your life, guys, not mine. And 1/2 ounce of Cointreau. Brilliant. And then we're gonna do a bar spoon of white wine vinegar. Guys, I know it seems weird, but trust me on this one. All it's doing is adding a little bit of acidity to the drink to just bring it all home. And we're gonna add ice to the second half of the shaker. We're gonna combine them and let's shake it up. Once that's all done, we're gonna grab our glass, and this time we are going to double strain. So we're gonna get a wire mesh strainer and also this Hawthorne strainer straight into the glass. Look at that color. A little tappy tap. Boom. Gorgeous. And then we're gonna get some ginger beer. We're gonna top it off. Ooh yeah. Now if you really wanna get fancy, top it off with a nice sprig of basil. And that right there is cherry whiskey thingy-McBob. It's very well balanced. Nice ginger spice too. I think this drink is a home run. Now those first two were pretty complicated, although delicious. This next one, we're gonna simplify things up a bit. So this, we're gonna start out with a nice big rock in a rocks glass. We're gonna go 2 ounces of the Rittenhouse rye. Might be a bottle kill. She's a dead one. 1/2 ounce of maple syrup. Booyah. 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. 2 dashes of Aromatic bitters. Get a nice peel of some lemon here. Give it a nice little rub down. Drop her in there. Let's get this out of here. Then we're gonna grab a bar spoon and just give it a nice little stir. How you guys doing today? Thirsty? Now that it's nice and chilled and everything has been well mixed. Now for cocktail number 4, we're gonna be making pineapple peat. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add 1.5 ounce of a nice peated scotch. I'm using this Cointreau, but you can use whatever you want. Lafroy, Lagavulin, as long as it's peated, it's gonna go nice with this drink. 2 ounces of pineapple juice. Oh yeah. Spill it everywhere too. 1 ounce of water. I've got it in this fancy container. It's not a requirement, although it does look cool on camera. 1 ounce of agave nectar, right on the money. About 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. And then 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. Once you've done that, fill the other half of the shaker with ice and give it a good shaky shake. Now once that's done, grab the coolest glass you own. For me, this is the coolest glass I own. Nice little hawthorn strainer, toss it on there. Oh yeah. Pineapple peat. It's got a nice little undertone of that peat in there, but the pineapple with the sweetness of that agave with a little bit of seasoning from the bitters. Now it's time for cocktail number 5. Sangria Swizzle. Now to start this cocktail out, we need a bottle of rye whiskey, and you're gonna infuse that with some black currant for 1 to 2 days. Let it sit, maybe shake it up a little bit here and there, and then you're ready to go. First, we're gonna start out with 1.5 ounces of that wild turkey rye infused. Then we're gonna do 1 ounce of Rioja red wine from España. Then we're gonna do 3/4 ounce of Cointreau, like that. Then we're gonna do 1/2 ounce of lime juice. 1 teaspoon of simple syrup. And then we're gonna do 1 dash of these Bittermans Zocotal Zicolacete Mole bitters. Now this is supposed to be a swizzle, so you've got that cool wooden stick and you do like this all through all the crushed ice, but I don't have crushed ice, nor do I have a swizzle stick. So we're doing whole ice and we're just gonna stir this bad boy. And just like that, you got the Sangria Swizzle. And I'll tell you what, it smells amazing, but how's it taste? I tell you what, that dry currant really comes through, kind of dominates the drink. I do think it's really good, and it's very chuggable.